In learning, you will teach, and in teaching, you will learn. Hello guys, Contemplative Fitness here, and welcome back to another video. As promised, I'm continuing the tour of all my old training spots, and today I'm talking about why you shouldn't train alone in calisthenics, or in any other domain for that matter. So today I've headed a bit further into London to Clapham Common Calisthenics Park, and I'm meeting my friend Andy, who's recently just got into calisthenics. He's not starting from scratch though, he has a gym background and he's into running and fitness in general, so he's got a good baseline to start. Clapham Common Calisthenics Park is an okay calisthenics park. It's got a lot of pull-up bars, it's got some dip bars which are a bit low but functional, and some low bars on the floor, but not much else. And today I'm training my friend Andy, who actually only got his first muscle up last week, and this session is the second session he's going to be doing muscle ups. I'm quite impressed because he's already able to do it for reps, doing I think up to 3, and he's been wanting to do muscle ups for years. He's just been training them inconsistently on and off, and he's just never quite been able to achieve them until now. And he told me there's 2 main reasons he thinks he's managed to achieve the muscle up. Firstly, and most importantly, was losing weight, and secondly was increasing the number of pull-up training sessions he was doing. So interestingly, he actually lost nearly 10 kilos doing intermittent fasting and the ketogenic diet. And like I said in my other video about doing the one-arm pull-up, basically most moves in calisthenics, the lighter you are, the easier it's going to be. So with the one-arm pull-up, any little bit of weight you can lose will make it so much easier. Same with the muscle up, if you can lose some weight, it'll just make the move so much easier. Just imagine losing 10 kilos. If I were to put a 10 kilo weight around my waist and try to do muscle ups, I'd find it a lot more difficult than without it. And you can see an extra layer of fat being like a 10 kilo plate wrapped around your waist. The other thing he said improved his ability to do muscle ups was training pull-ups, and he was training pull-ups roughly 3 to 4 times a week, usually only about 10 minutes at a time. And he was often using one of my favorite training techniques called EMOM, which I told him about. And if you don't know what that is, there's a video in the top right hand corner there where I go into a bit more detail about the training method. And today we start our workout with muscle ups, and we were doing EMOM muscle ups. Andy was doing 1 muscle up every minute on the minute, and I was doing 3 muscle ups every minute on the minute. And we did this for about 5 minutes. Because it was his first calisthenics session with me, I wanted to give him a bit of a taster of some well-known calisthenics skills, and I was showing him front lever. He didn't actually know what a front lever was, so I gave him a quick demonstration of what the skill involved, and then I showed him some of the progressions he could use to get there. And I have actually had a request for a front lever tutorial from one of the subscribers. Thank you for commenting that, Breakfast. And I'm happy to make that tutorial if other people would like that too. So if I get 2 comments on this video saying that you'd like a front lever tutorial, I'd be happy to do that. Just let me know in the comment section below. Now, one main thing I wanted to touch on in this video is why you shouldn't train alone. And if you're anything like me, being introverted in any way, you probably hate the idea of training with other people. You might enjoy spending time alone, working on your skills by yourself, free from the judgment of others. And this is fine, you can make progress like this. And in fact, the first 2 years of my proper calisthenics training, I just trained on my own, at home, in my bedroom, in my living room, but always on my own. And I did make progress, but it wasn't the best. And I only really made a lot of progress when I started training with other people. And you can break down training with other people into 2 categories. So 1, training with people who are better than you, and 2, training with people who have less skill than you. Now, the first one is fairly obvious. Training with people will make you better, but people often don't take this seriously enough. I can say with certainty that my calisthenics improved exponentially as soon as I started training with people who are better than me. And there are multiple reasons for this. I promise you, even if you don't change anything about your training program, if you're training with people who are better than you, you will automatically improve. Subconsciously or consciously, you'll see what they do. You'll realize what's possible for the human body to achieve, what your body is able to achieve. And for some reason, it's just not quite the same just watching videos on YouTube or on Instagram. It just doesn't hit the spot quite the same way. Not only you'll see what's possible, you'll also be able to get advice, get tips, little tweaks that will help you improve your training. It's also extremely motivational when you have people watching you, expecting you to give it your all. You can almost always send a scary trick, do an extra rep, or hold an extra second when you've got people cheering you on. So 2, training with people with less skill than you. This one isn't quite as obvious, but there's a lot of benefits of this too. There's an old phrase, teaching is the best form of learning, and there's a reason for this. In the process of trying to teach someone, it helps you reassess your own training, think about your own knowledge and training methods. When I give people advice, it makes me think about my own advice, sometimes even reminding myself to take my own advice. And actually, one of the reasons I started this channel is not only to help others and spread knowledge about calisthenics and other things, it's also to help myself to improve my own ability to train and to improve other aspects of my life too. So if you are enjoying this YouTube channel, make sure you give it a like, give it a subscribe if you haven't already. And if you are already subscribed, thank you very much. I really appreciate you watching my videos. It means a lot to me. So how can you start training with people if you don't already? First things first, it can be difficult. I understand it can be intimidating training with people when you're so used to training alone. And it's especially difficult if you're a beginner. It's more scary putting yourself out there when you feel like everyone is judging you. And all I can say, the best thing to do is to find your local calisthenics park. That is the first step, just showing up. And I understand that can be scary for some people, but remember, no one is judging you except yourself. I would rather see someone turn up to the park, give it their best shot, even if they can barely do a single push-up, than to struggle at home, or worse, not even try in the first place. The second part is talking to people. Talking to everyone you see training. If you see someone doing something that looks cool, tell them. Not only will they love their hard work being appreciated, they will most likely give you some solid advice on how they got there. And on the flip side, if you see someone struggling, help them out. Let them know what you did to get it. Bear in mind, not everyone receives criticism well, so make sure you establish whether they want your advice in the first place. So back to the workout. I wanted Andy to appreciate the importance of the dip component of the muscle up, so I had him doing one muscle up and dips on top of the bar, and then pulls to finish off for some endurance training. After this, we did EMOM alternating pull and push for about 5 minutes. Andy opted to do a bodyweight row instead of the pulls because he was quite fatigued being beginner to all this stuff. There's one thing I wanted to finish on before ending this video, and that's just to say that although training with people is fantastic, you cannot get away with not training alone as well. You won't get very far in calisthenics if you never train alone, if you cannot put in the time by yourself or be by yourself. Even though I made so many gains training with other people, I would not have gotten anywhere without all the hours I put on my own behind the scenes without anyone watching. Training alone is still a critical factor in progressing in calisthenics. I hope you enjoyed that one, guys. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment if you enjoyed it. I'm also on other socials, Instagram, TikTok, @ContemplatorFitness. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe. If you already are, thank you very much, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.